Today's session is very, very special because this is the 100th episode of DXN Middle East webinar series. And today's session is, as you all know, it's the review of a book, My Journey with DXN. It's not a normal book. It's the life story of one of the greatest visionaries the mankind had ever seen, who is none other than Dr. Lim Xiao Jin, who had formulated a wonderful system which had wiped off the tears of many people across the world, including most of us. I've read this book many times. In fact, it's just not a book. It's a tool to awaken the entrepreneur inside you. It's a guiding light for those who seek for the right direction in the life. It's a friend who consoles us when we are sad. It's a motivator which gives the reader a tremendous amount of inspiration. It's a guideline as how to face challenges in life and in your business. It's a life training coach which helps you to reach ultimate success in life. This is a book that you need to live with. On this occasion, we would like to really thank Dr. Rajesh Savera, who had written the book for Dr. Lim Xiao Jin, and Mr. Jijit, the International Marketing Director, who had planted the seed of thought of having a book by Doctor. So in order to give you a proper review about this book, and also to explain major points in this book, we have the right person with us today. He is a great fan of this book. He is the one who taught us the basics of DXN system. He is the first Crown Ambassador title achiever of DXN Middle East. He is a person who had shown the courage to give away his high-profile job of an aeronautical engineer pilot trainer to pursue DXN business as his lifetime business. He is a person who had conducted thousands and thousands of trainings and workshops around the globe in different countries. One of the best ever trainers of DXN world, who is none other than Mr. Fatemi Ghani, the first Crown Ambassador of DXN Middle East. Let me take the privilege to welcome him.
Thank you very much, Salim, for that wonderful introduction.
Mr. Ghani, before you start the session, we have a very special personality to talk a few words about the book, and who is none other than the person who had written the book that took Dr. Lim Xiao Jin, our honorable CEO and founder.
Hi, good morning. Dr. Lim here. So good morning, Ghani, and good morning, DXN. Today, I'm very happy, to say a few words about my book, My Journey in DXN. First of all, why I wrote this book, together with Dr. Savera. The motive is very simple, because I want all of you, when you join DXN, you must understand, how DXN we manage, to start from such a small company and develop today into an international big company. Now when you join DXN, you also join as a simple member or just a member. Then after that you work for the Ruby, for the SA, for the Ruby, for the Diamond, Double Diamond, then all the way up to Crown Diamond. Now before you reach Crown Diamond, you're going to face a lot of problems. You're going to face a lot of challenges in your business, in your doing in DXN. And how are you going to face the challenges? How are you going to overcome? So that my book, I carry a lot of story. The best way to educate the masses, the best way to educate people is through story. Because story people love to listen. Then they can remember the teaching much better. So my books are full of story. Last time when I studied in India, what a problem I'm facing, how I overcome the problem. So when we started DXN, okay, it's so simple. Okay, bare bones simplicity. Okay, we only one product, one staff, one table, one computer. We started DXN. We started DXN. So that I hope you all can study the book together with our CA, Ghani. Okay, then to promote many story in the book. So to apply the principle, the principle of simplicity. And you can see how simplicity work from this book. Okay, then you can using the book as a guide. Okay, as a guide. Of course, I did not say that the book are very good, that you can solve all your problems, but at least can give you a reference. Okay, reference. So hope all of you are happy in the study of the book. Okay, see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So let the journey start. Let me confirm, Salim, can you see the slide?
Not yet.
No, sir, no.
All right, give me a second. You have to share the screen basically, then only you will be able to see the slide.
Yeah, now we can see. Mr.
Now
Ghani.
you can see,
Yeah.
okay. All right. All right, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and good morning, everyone. It's always a pleasure to share something that I've been studying. This book is a reference guide for many, and it's an inspiration for me. So without further ado, already I've been introduced by Salim. I will start with the words of Dr. Lim, which is right in the beginning of the book. And it is saying that DXN is celebrating its 25th anniversary in May 2018. 25 years is a long time. That is for the company. For me, it has been almost 35 years after I conceived the idea and started working for it every day. I gave my everything to DXN. Those are the starting words in the book. Who is Dr. Lim? Before I go into the book, I met this great man in 2003. And I had been with him in this journey of DXN since 17 years now. And I had seen this person in person, a very humble person. He started, as you heard the video, from a very humble beginning, one room, one staff, one computer, and that's him. Today, after 27 years, there are thousands of offices globally. There are thousands of staffs and 10 million members and partners of this great company. So it is something that we need to learn a lot of lesson from this book. And this is what I focused on. It's just not the book review, but there's more to it. I would like to summarize the stages of Dr. Lim just in a nutshell. There was a stage of struggle and the challenges that went through in the first stage. Then there was growth. And fortunately, when the company was growing, I had joined along with all the people who were in Dubai. And then the momentum also I saw, which is since almost about 10 years, I would say. So my request to all of you all is that you should read the book. Not one time. This is right there. Whenever I need some inspiration, I just open it. And, there are places where if you see, there are notes written right in the book, which inspires me for sure. So for all those people who are part of DXN, this is a must-read book. So let's start the journey into this book chapter-wise. All right. So the first part of the book is introduction, and the summary of the entire book is in this introduction. And for those who are giving presentation, I would say that the basic material for BOM, this is business opportunity material, is in this book. So the birth of my journey with DXN is written in the prologue, and this was written by Dr. Lim, 5th March 2018. People behind the book, Dr. Lim, Jijit, and Rajesh. So it's all about, like Dr. said, it's all about the stories around Dr. Lim and DXN. So first of all, thank you, Dr. Jijit and Rajesh, for doing this great job. So chapter 1. So all those who have not got the book can get a review of this book, is Days as an Engineering Student. So there are lessons actually. I'm going to take some part of the book and going to talk why it is so important for you to understand this man, what he went through. And afterward is the lesson that you need to learn from this. So this is what you're looking at, is the title on top, and then underneath is 4, that is a page number. So I have done it, the study, in such a way that if you would like to know about that guru, so that is on that page. So journey started of Dr. Lim in 1979, when he came out of Malaysia for the first time in pursuit of his study. He came to India. The first paragraph of chapter 1 speaks volume about this great man and what he has written. This is the life lesson. It was IIT Kharagpur in India where my gurus were engineering me. A guru is the one who takes you from darkness to light and shows you the path that your world work for the rest of your life. You would walk for the rest of your life. They teach you the wisdom to make choices. They are the ones who help you understand the real you. That is a life-changing quote. And imagine this man is so humble to talk about the institution and the people. So there are 3 advice given by his professor Nyoge, that is in page 16. He said, when you go into the field, not to receive any money from the contractor. He is an engineer. Imagine you are a professional and you should make money through your knowledge. And now if the contractors comes to you, then you should not torture them in any way. If they have any problem, just help them. So this is on the professional level. But the important point for all of you all is the 3rd point. If you at any time in your life find that your job as an engineer is not suitable for you, please resign and come back to IIT to teach. Do not compromise. You are an independent thinker. So that is his professor talking about himself. And this thing was in his mind. Later in the book, he wrote that, what his professor told him. Journey of DXN started in IIT, that's page 19. The quote of Dr. Lim is, my journey to DXN began in IIT, and my professor shaped me and my future in ways unimaginable. So that is the synopsis of chapter 1. Now I come to chapter 2, first job as an engineer. First job was with MADA, Muda Agricultural and Development Authority of Malaysia. And there are more details of it just for those people who have not read the book or who don't know Dr. Lim personally. So these are very, very important areas that you need to, listen, understand. So as an engineer, he's talking about engineering. Engineering is all about numbers. And I know exactly, I can relate to him because I myself is an engineer. So it is definitely all about numbers, and our business is all about numbers. decision to start DXN. This is on page 35, 36. After quitting his job with her mother, he decided to be self-employed. Before started DXN, even though the seed is sown was almost 10 years back. So we are talking about 1992. A lot of people talk about 1993. So here he is saying DXN is going to be my ship, and I was the captain. We were about to set sails. I was confident that I would be able to navigate it through any rough waters that I would encounter on its journey. And there were a lot of rough waters. I mean, initial stage, 10 years, I could well imagine from nothing, from a very humble beginning, he came to where we are today. So that is just synopsis of chapter 2. Chapter 3 is Quest for Happiness. And philosophy of DXN is health, wealth, and happiness. They are all interwoven into the fabric of DXN. This is, again, you can see the page. So this is the vision and the mission of DXN. And this is what we all need. We need good health, we need wealth, of course, and both of them gives you the happiness. So there are, now this is very interesting. While I was reading, it was very tough, to make this into 1 hour or 90 minutes. I don't know how much, first time I'm doing it. The role of different people in Dr. Lim's life. There is a father, there is an uncle, and there is a grandma. So coming to the first person, the father. Father was a construction contractor, and he was a great herbalist. So the seed of Ganoderma was put in the mind of Dr. Lim by his father and his grandparents. And the person who really gave him the decision to get into the business is when doctor went to his uncle's grocery shop. He was an entrepreneur, and that's where he was disturbed. His uncle saw him, and he was disturbed. Why? Because his father was having some issues, financial issues. He was not happy with the job and all that. And he said that, your father is having a problem, you are working, so you have to decide. So when I read this part, I remembered the book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad of Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad is his uncle, and the poor dad is his father. So it relates so much, this story of Dr. Lim, how some of the personalities, some of the people who are very close to him really changed his life. And uncle was the person who kind of gave the idea of becoming an entrepreneur. Grandma, he was the apple of the eye. I mean, he was so much attached, and she was so much attached. And it's a very emotional part of that book where she wanted to go back to China from where she came. And the doctor and the family had a very small amount of money. So he had to decide whether to send grandma back to China with that money or start the business. So this is where her grandma made the sacrifice. She said that I would like to start the business. And that dream to China could not materialize. And it was something for sure, it is God in his heart that she sacrificed, and I could not take her to China. So there is a sacrifice in life. Remember, you are the result of the sacrifice that your loved ones have done for you. This is so powerful. We are all, wherever we are, is because of the parents. And this man is talking about his parents, his grandma, and all the sacrifice that people have done to make who we are today. In this chapter, he talks about respect for women. And these are not the women whom I've seen, a lot of people who have gone to the farm and the factory. There are so many women working in Jitra and Kedah and all the places. So there is that man who respects women, which is very, very important. Then he gives an example of mango tree. There are a lot of places, almost I think 4 places, where he mentioned about mango tree. And here in this part, in this chapter, he talks about if you sow the seed of mango, it's going to take time. It will grow to get you those fruits which you are looking at, those lovely, delicious mango. But then if you sow the seed of mango, you cannot get apple. Now that's what very interesting comparison, that whatever you sow, you will reap. And that is what you all should understand, that hard work that you put in definitely is going to give you the result. So the education part is very, very important. Remember, doctor is a teacher, is a mentor, has been coaching people around the world. So education is important for our business also. And he says in DXN, we do not educate people what we know. We teach people what they want to know. We give people what they want, not what we have. This is so powerful. When I went through this part of this book, where he's talking about we would like to help people what they want, not we want to thrust upon the people. Chapter 4, Introduction to Magical Mushroom Ganoderma. Learning about Ganoderma and coffee. Now this is again an interesting story. So where he was working in all places around Alostar, that's where his house was, and the state was Kedah. So he used to travel here and there. So there was a dam that he was working on, the project that he was working on, and he used to stop by in a coffee shop. And in that coffee shop, they had this Ganoderma in the coffee. So that was the time, I think, that he realized the therapeutic effects of Ganoderma. And he remembered, because it is in the house that father, who is a herbalist, and grandma talking about the power of Ganoderma. So in that coffee with Ganoderma in his hand, he felt the inner calling. There was a call from inside which triggered his sense of intuition, and that was the start of this teacher. He was a very inquisitive learner, and that's where the whole story of Ganoderma and DXN started. So he started experimenting Ganoderma on chickens. Now this is a very interesting story of how he saw the testimonial of Ganoderma on chickens, the chickens who could not, kind of fly, they could be perched on the tree, and the chicken who could not lay eggs. So he experimented the Ganoderma on the chicken, and he saw the positive result. So this is what you need to understand, that he did not start giving it to the people. He wanted to become a product of the product, seeing the result of this Ganoderma. He is an environmentalist, and this is a very important again thing, that a person, most of the people in this world, they are out there not caring about the environment. So the growth of Ganoderma is in a very natural way, suiting the environment without changing the environment. Now, in the West especially, this is a big thing, that a person who's supporting the environment, the green movement. Chapter 5, an entrepreneur's journey begins. That is, he himself quitting a stable job. So there are a lot of places, when I was comparing Dr. Lim's life with my life, there were a lot of things which were common. And maybe someday I'm going to talk on later. But his quitting of the job, like mine, there was a fright, there was an anxiety. A very stable job, a high-paying job, he's going to quit. But the excitement was, and the joy was, being a free man. That free man feeling, only a free man can tell you. And becoming an independent business owner, IBO. So he says, this is a very important thing. I changed my boss, and this time I had to serve a tougher boss, and that boss was me. Now in DXN, when we start doing the job and we say we fire the boss and we are the boss, so this is where some people kind of get lost. So you have to evaluate. You are the boss, you are everything of your organization, you are the CEO of your entire team, which can be 1,000, which can be 10,000, can be 100,000, can be 1,000,000 people in times to come. Job versus entrepreneur. Job, financial situation, he says, does not change, and one cannot change life. One cannot become wealthy by working for others. You're making the other person rich. Started DXN as part-time, and this is for all the networkers. 90% of the people, they start as part-timer, and Dr. Lim also started as a part-timer. So the Ganoderma was the calling, as he mentioned earlier, from within. It was from inside, and he felt that he was chosen to spread to the world the healing effects of Ganoderma. And he wanted to serve with complete honesty and integrity. This is a very, very important part of a personality, because from inside, he always wanted to do good things. So this part is the integral part of that personality. DXN and direct selling. Now, this is important for you all to know, because the part of the business where you are involved is because what happened here. The only way doctor realized to market Ganoderma was to let people share their experience after using it and recommending it to the other people. That is the power of our business of direct selling. And doctor keeps on saying that you have to become a product of the product. When the product gives you the benefit, people see you and you can feel it, and then you talk to the people how the product has benefited you and your family. So he found direct selling is the best way to market the products of DXN. Why? Because the consumers and member will join my journey of being a free entrepreneur. Now, this is the vision of this man. He's not just thinking about himself. He's thinking about all who is going to join at later stage. Now, this is interesting again. The journey of Nissan Sunny to Volkswagen. This is page 66. I mean, these stories you should be reading to get the feeling. I'm just talking to you, sharing how I felt while reading. So he sold his Nissan Sunny for 18,000 ringgit. He had his car to buy Volkswagen for 3,000 ringgit. I remember when I went first time to the farm in 2004 with our first group of the Gulf achievers, I saw that car close to his office, which is in Jitra. So the reason why he had to sell, because he was living in a rented house where the rainwater used to come inside the house. There was a leak in the house. So he wanted to get to a better house by buying this with this 12,000 ringgits. And the rest of the money, of course, he bought that. And the rest of the money that he had, he used it to start DXN. So just look at a person, such a humble person, from where he started and where he is today. And he's not shy in telling his humble beginning. The initial journey of DXN, 1992, as a part-timer, birth of DXN with initial capital of 70,000 ringgit, started with only one product, Ganoderma. Started with small office, small farm, small factory. Everything was small. 1993, first sale. Imagine, 92 it started. The sale, first sale was in 1993. 94, resigned from his job, started the DXN full-time. Now, simplification, you must have heard in the video also, he talked about simplification, and I've seen this simple man. The simplest way to succeed in the market is to provide the best quality product and service to the customers and distributors out there. In his life, in his talk, everything, I have been watching him, observing him, that is there. Then there are a lot of people who are new, I'm sure, who don't know what is DXN. There are many members, but there are a lot of maybe prospects or listening to me or the DXN talk for the first time. The word DXN has come out from Jackson. This is a Chinese word. It means reliability, honesty, and virtue. Chapter 6. Now we are almost halfway through the book, and I'm also halfway as far as the time is concerned. First sale and first member. Interesting. The story of Pak So. Now this guy is a Malay guy, and where Dr. Lim's office was, underneath, he used to sell coffee. And one day what happened was his van was taken away by the bank, for he could not pay the loan or whatever. And then he comes to the office, a lot of hue and cry. He doesn't want to go out of the office. Doctor comes out. He looks at his assistant and said, "This is the man who would like to, talk to you." And, he's kind of crying and all that. So that is the time that doctor was introduced to, now a person right there introducing coffee to sell. This is a coffee roaster guy. So when he lost everything, he said, "Why not you sell coffee? You have been selling coffee. Why not sell our DXN coffee?" And he was the first member. Right? It's a very interesting story. Imagine this first member recruited one direct selling guy, but he said, if one patient, that guy says, one patient, elderly Malay lady gets better, then he will join. And they had to travel, Paxo, Dr. Lim, and this guy had to travel far out to see this lady. And it is the story of Ganoderma, RGGL. Of course, it helped, and then rest is history. So talking about Paxo in 1994, that is after just 2 years, this man started getting 16,000 ringgits. The sales started in 93, and in 94, this guy is getting 16,000 ringgits, and that's a lot of money back in 1994. But unfortunately, he got greedy and he moved to another company, which after a few years, it closed down. Imagine a guy getting 16,000 and moving to another company. He has to be a crazy person. And this I have seen in my journey of this 17, 18 years. I've seen a lot of people, who was with DXN, no more with DXN. So my advice to all the members are, you are with the best company, with the best product, with the best staff, with the best system. So please get focused and do the business like a business. So the lesson that he gave it to Paxo, who came back, at that time he started crying and all that. And Dr. Lim is a man of compassion, and he kind of forgave him, and he told him, a bird in hand is better than a lot of birds flying in the sky. In the book, that is 2 years back, he mentioned that he's about 90 years old, this guy Paxo, and he's still with DXN. So now coming to the first sale, as I told you, started in 93, 92, DXN started no sale. And by the end of 93, it was 20,000 ringgits per month. 94, 200,000 ringgits per month. 95, 2 million ringgits per month. And Alhamdulillah, today it is 1.35 billion US dollar. That is the sale that we are having, the business that we are having. Thanks, Dr. Lim, thanks DXN, and thanks all the members of our big community. Chapter 5, importance of supplements and the lifestyle that we would like to have, and the change in our lifestyle. Here, now he started going out of Malaysia. So this is a story of Australia, and there the people are trying to introduce him not as a gyanotherapist, a man who has made this company around Ganoderma. He is being introduced as an acupuncturist, as a massage specialist. Why? Because people know, and people will not, come if somebody says that a gyanotherapist is coming from Malaysia. 140 people were his first audience. And when he started speaking about the need of Ganoderma, why it is needed, and the people said, we are the country, he's talking about Australia. We have got the best of the food, the best of the weather, the best of the system. So we don't need this thing. So doctor said, then he asked a question, tell me which country in the Asia Pacific has the highest suicide and mental breakdown. So people started looking here and there. He said, it's Australia, your country. So people were kind of surprised that how come, the country which is at that level is having this type of, sickness. So he explained that it's because of malnutrition. And now, as you know, malnutrition is a big problem world over. And Dr. Lim signed a contract as the brand ambassador for AIMSAM. Anyway, coming back, malnutrition is the curse where a lot of people are dying. Then he mentioned in that same chapter about banana, how people keep on eating banana for days and months, and they think that they're taking fruit. That's good. That's not good enough. Now I come to the chapter 8, that is DXN first few products testimonial. Stories of reflection. Now a lot of people, they get scared. Why they get scared is because once they start taking Ganoderma, there is reflection. Reflection is something that the body is throwing out, which is positive, and it is also called positive ailing reflection. So what happened? One lady, after taking Ganoderma, started vomiting blood. So this is the story in page 104. Then there's a person, for 16 years, he did not sweat. And this is the most, interesting, funny. A guy who used to urinate with different colors, like a rainbow urine. That is what is written in the book. So I would like all of you, all the members, all the consumers, especially the leaders, you should study the stories of reflection from page 104 to 117. There are a lot of real stories of people, real people who are having these reflections. This is normal. So all the above, whatever is happening, whether it is vomiting or whether it is rainbow urine or whether the blood pressure goes up, the diabetes, sugar goes up, which people have constipation and diarrhea, whatever is a good sign, and that is a sign of reflection. And that is basically the body is telling there is a detoxification is taking place. So that is all chapter around reflection and testimonials of different people. Chapter 9 is now the concept of one world, one market. So the quote is, the economics instability of countries and market always made me believe that doing business in one country or one market would be a risky affair. The best businesses were invariably spread in many markets. Now, this is what this visionary, what Salim just also mentioned, he is definitely a visionary who right in the mid 90s thought of this one world, one market. And the why of one world, one market is you can be in one country, say Dubai, and you can have the business all around the world. So this is a very interesting story right from the beginning. I've been hearing, a lot of other people had been hearing of the 6 people who he invited to his seminar, where he wanted to talk about the one world, one market, the motto. He wanted to give the idea. People laughed and scorned at him. So he said, these are the 6 people who are his friends. And he requested them, those 6 people, to bring one person. So there were 12 people in this meeting. So in the coffee break, what happened? The coffee break, you take a break. So everybody goes out. When everybody comes back, those 6 people who are in Madrid, they're all gone. And those 6 people are there. And they kind of also made fun of this one world, one market. But who stuck with Dr. Lim was the management and the members. They believed in Dr. Lim's vision. So that's where the whole thing started. So what happened after 6 people made fun of Dr. Lim's presentation? He gave a presentation with a, project. At that time there was a projectors, overhead projectors and some brochures and pamphlets and all that. After that, he never used projectors and brochures for presentation. So again, and I'm seeing he talks, for hours without any PowerPoint or without any notes. Everything is right over here. Be simple and listen to the problem of the people and give the solution. Now, when we start, showing some sort of a book or all kinds of PowerPoint, people kind of get swayed away. They get a little confused. They get a little lost. This trait or this characteristics, you as a speaker or a trainer should have it. You should have that much of knowledge, that much of experience. you should be talking from here, your heart, not with the help of all those PowerPoint. If there is a kind of a coaching session going on there, it is okay. But when you're talking to the new people, don't use these slides and PowerPoints. The DXN philosophy of Eka Menda, single-minded focus to go out and help the people around Eka Naga, which is one dragon. One dragon means it's a total company from the cultivation to the production and distribute. Everything is under the umbrella of DXN. And Eka Pasa is one world, one market. Start of business in Thailand and Indonesia and Philippines. This is, Doctor is now started moving out of, and here also, these are the stories that you need to understand. Tough time he had. In 1997, Thailand and Indonesia opened. Crisis of Indonesia in 19. So in crisis, that's a very interesting thing that he's flying to Indonesia where people are coming out, and he's flying in the aircraft where there are only 3 people. And there is a fun part where he's sitting and there are air hostess on both the sides. He said that this is the first time that I'm flying with the air hostess around me. That is to say that in crisis, DXN has done very, very well. And today also we are having a crisis. So you all need to, make sure to reach out and help the people. So in crisis, try to serve and help the people out. Philippines, that was a big thing. Imagine 1 container of coffee going per day for selling in Philippines. So that's how the story all started in the 90s, and in the late 90s it was India, and 2002 was our country, which is UAE. Chapter 10 is overcoming challenges. Change and challenge. Very, very interesting. Change is constant. Imagine we started with only Ganoderma, 1 product. And with R&D, the new products kept on adding every year. And today we have more than 200 products in Malaysia. Change is also welcome challenge. Change and challenge, they go together, and one should always be ready to face it. So the quote of Dr. Lim is, it is important to plan your journey, but it is important to be prepared for your journey. So in goal setting, remember there are 3 words, GPA I call it. We have got goal, whatever the target is, and there is action. So what doctor is talking about, the center one, which is called preparation. So why people basically fail is because that preparation is not there. So if you want to go for a long journey of 100 miles or 1,000 miles or kilometer, you need to plan and you need to get ready what is there in it. This is an interesting thing where he talked about a new day is a new day. Every day is a new day. So that's how you should be taking it as a challenge. Now with the challenge comes the part is the competition. When we started, there were already in Malaysia so many direct selling companies, and still there are thousands of direct selling companies. So the competition and the challenge are the 2 sides of the same coin. Remember, they go hand in gloves. So the 3 why factor. We talk about the why of DXN, why I joined DXN. So that's our, the tagline, health, wealth, and freedom. The survival of DXN in 25 years. Now, that is very, very important for you to understand from where DXN started, where it is. So please go through this page 147. The survival happened because of DXN way suits the people. We don't change people. That is the education of Dr. Lim also. We go what the people want. DXN approach and ways are very simple and practical. And in DXN, the growth is natural and people grow their way. And that is the reason why I remember 2004, when we were doing kind of a training, and I asked doctor, what type of training we will be getting. He said, whatever you are comfortable, give that training. So he never kind of imposed that this is what you need to do. And that is the reason why in the book, this natural approach is quite a lot. I come to chapter 11, which is the foundation of our product, which is the foundation of DXN. And that is the reason why, DXN is known as Ganoderma company, the largest organic Ganoderma company in the world. Ganotherapy, the natural approach to healing. We have got 10 million people. And in my evaluation, I would say 90% of the people are consumers. There are only 10% people who are kind of business builders. So what is Ganotherapy? Now you need to go into the basic, read this entire chapter. Know this basic healing through natural approach. What is this? Till such time you don't have the knowledge, you are eating and drinking Ganoderma, I'm sure, all the members and the consumers. The philosophy behind the Ganotherapy is that the sickness is caused because of two things, toxin and imbalance. I'm not going to go into details because all of you know about it, but for the newcomers, this is something new for sure, that why people get sick is because of two reasons. The toxin that we are getting from food, from whatever we are drinking, from air, from stress and medicine, and imbalances because of the four reasons. That is a nutritional imbalance, hormonal imbalance, immune system imbalance, and pH imbalance. Today, we are all kind of afraid of this virus, COVID-19. And if you look, the protection is right there. If the immune system is boosted up, the nutrition is right, there's no way that any disease is going to enter. The four principles of Ganotherapy, all diseases are caused by toxin and imbalance. That is what I showed you before. Body is the best doctor. Ganoderma does not treat disease. It treats the body in a cellular level. The body treats the disease. So this is where this Ganotherapy and the philosophy, how, or the working of the Ganoderma. So this is where a lot of people ask this question: is this good for diabetes? Is this good for cancer? It is good for your body. That's on the cellular level. And this is a very important slide. The third principle of Ganotherapy is reaction is going to happen, which I gave in the previous chapter, is caused by the body and not the Ganoderma. Whatever the body is throwing out is your own body, the toxin which is being thrown out. If there is a imbalance and balancing is so there will be some sort of a reaction or a reflection. So that is what people has to understand. And the fourth principle is dosages is independent of disease. Advanced Ganotherapy, I would like, especially the senior members, leaders, they should go through this page 162 to 168. This is where doctor is explaining what this advanced Ganotherapy is all about. I'm not going to, take more time because I've got about another 6-7 minutes. I go to the last chapter is future of DXN. Of course, everybody is looking at where DXN will be from 5 years from now, and 10 years and 20 years and 30 years from now. So what doctor has written is the world is going towards good health and wellness, is going around beauty as far as the business is concerned, and the personal care. So this is where most of the R&D had been going on from last almost a decade, I would say. And the latest is, of course, those people who are using it, those products from Korea, the Jimpuri and the Miracles and all that, it's fantastic. And the cosmetic industry is $1 billion industry. If you just take one product, and especially I'm talking to all the ladies, you don't have to go into too much of the Ganoderm and the Spirulina. Just take our DXN cosmetic. That's good enough. Imagine the ranking out of thousands of direct selling company. We are the 15th largest direct selling company in the world. And this is, when I read this part, I mean, I read the book, when I was in Malaysia, doctor gave me this book, Genuine versus Fake Direct Selling Companies, page 170. There are details of how a good company and a bad company makes a big difference. Direct selling got a bad name because of these fake direct selling companies. So you should be very proud that you are with the right product, with the right company, and look at the history, the credibility of the company is 27 years. Never ever they defaulted in giving the bonus. Product, I agree, there is some shortage for a short time, few months and all, but for sure the bonuses people had been getting on time. What has DXN given to the world? Good health to millions of people. People got attached, poor, rich, famous, all kinds of people. Royal families are using our product. It has given financial freedom to people, to thousands of people. And I'm one of those people who have got the financial freedom through DXN. Thank you, doctor. And freedom, not only just the financial freedom, the personal freedom, which gives you the ultimate happiness. So when you choose DXN, you have already made a choice to become a free man. So wherever you want to be, you can be. You want to become a free man, join DXN. Those who are new and those who are already doing the DXN business, do it like your own business. No doubt the chairman and the founder of the company is Dr. Lim, but you are the chairman of your group, which is 100, 1,000, 10,000 or whatever. In the end, I would like you to summarize the entire book in 5 words. So I'll give you a minute. Just think. I don't have time to interact with you because this is a one-way webinar, and don't have time to go through all. But just 1 minute, let me just take a sip of water. Think if there is one word out of that. This is the summary I have made of Dr. Lim and of the book. 5 words. And it is exactly 59 minutes. This is the ABCD of Dr. Lim. The attitude. Attitude is everything. And doctor's attitude had been always helping, positive, all the time, every time that I've seen him, many occasions. I met him first time, it was in December of 2003. And even last year I met him, and What a great man with a great attitude. B is for belief. He believed in something and he did it. One word that will summarize. Those are 5 words. When I read the book for the first time, I always, make a kind of a, what did I get from this book? Of course, I had been to the farm and the factory, been with the Dr. Lim, with all those beautiful TSIP trips and all that. But this, if you read this book, the belief about the company, about Dr. Lim, everything will be rock solid, 100%. C is the challenge. The challenge that Dr. Lim went through, DXN went through, and I'm sure you all are going through. So you should be ready for those challenge, those no's and all that. D is dream. Everybody has dream, and you should have dream, but you should have dream with your eyes open, not with your eyes closed. So doctor's dream was realized, fulfilled, alhamdulillah. Now it's your time. If you would like your dream to come true, then do DXN daily, DDD. Ego. This man has got zero ego. And again, I've seen people in DXN, getting some money or getting a lot of money, getting the status of a diamond or triple diamond or a crown diamond or whatever. They become a different man. This man, who is a billionaire, when I saw him in 2003, is the same man I'm seeing him today. And this is the lesson that all of us should learn from Doctor, that there should not be any ego. That humility is what you should have, what people like, and I'm sure you will like from inside. And the last word is F, which is freedom. So DXN gives you 6 freedom. Number 1, freedom. In my book also, Map Your Freedom, this is what I've spoken about. Freedom from disease. Number 2, financial freedom. Number 3, time freedom. Number 4, travel freedom. We have traveled to so many countries. Number 5 is the growth freedom. And ultimately, this is the ultimate freedom where the happiness comes. Whatever you have is the freedom to give. Freedom to give to the people, whosoever comes in your life. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Stay safe, stay healthy. Over to Salim.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ghani. Actually, we all felt like we have completely read the book by listening to this great session. And no wonder there are many comments coming from different parts of the world. I can identify the leaders. They're hailing from different parts of the globe. And they're telling that this was one of the best trainings, excellent training. So many comments are coming. I could not see any particular questions. All bunch of appreciation and, things like that, Mr. Ghani.
Welcome. The only thing is, we are with the best company, and we need to become the best and be with Dr. Lim shoulder to shoulder to make it #1 direct selling company in the world, inshallah.
Actually, inshallah. Actually, Mr. Ghani, I think many people might not have read the book, and after this session, arguably this is going to be the first session of Dr. Lim's book review, I believe, which happened around the world. And, the book is available in all our offices. You can go there and you can get the book. And
I just would like to add, I just remembered, I have spoken to you. There are a lot of people who don't understand English. So the next session I can have after a week, 2 weeks in Arabic for the Arabic people all over the world. And the third session, a lot of people have requested me that we don't understand English. So try to do in Urdu and Hindi. So I'm ready to do this same session in 2 different languages. English is of course global, but then Arabic we can do it, and then we can do Urdu and Hindi, which is being understood by the entire subcontinent people of about 1.4 billion people.
we will announce the schedule soon, Mr. Ghani.
Sure.
Urdu section and Arabic section.
Sure.
Mr. Ghani, only one question is there. The rest, remaining everything is appreciation. Only one question is there. If you can kindly answer that.
Sure.
It's been asked by Muhammad Murtaza. I'm just reframing his idea because the words are a little confusing. How to avoid the shame and hesitation when we talk about the system. This is what
Okay.
the question.
That's a very, very good question. And in the last 3-4 days, a lot of people had asked me the same question. Can you imagine? So why you should be shameful? Why you should be afraid? If you are confident that the product that we are having, these are the 2 products I always carried, this and this, the king and the queen. When you are using these products, from inside you will talk, not from here. So we are not out there to grab people, to sell them the product, to make them a member. That is where the mistake comes. So talking about this not being confident, hesitant, not sure, is because of our own fault, because we have not become a product of the product. Number one, we cannot just keep on talking to people without using the product. Unfortunately, many people, they just want to sell the product. They want to just get the people into becoming a member. So that is the fault number 1. Fault number 2 that people have, they become a product of the product. We have no doubt the best product. You need to learn the direct selling skills. Now, some of the books that you are looking, the few hundreds, they are all on the top is on health and wellness, and the bottom one is all on network marketing skills. There are a lot of people who had been involved with this industry for a long, long time. So you need to learn the skill 100% in order to talk to the people confidently. You see, there is a problem in the world right now, which is called COVID-19. People are afraid. So let's reach out to the people, find their problems, whether it is health or it is money. Now, both areas, there is a major problem. We have the solution. So instead of talking about DXN product or DXN business, don't talk, ask question, find their problem, give solution. So you need to, be in the field, find the pulse of the people who are in the market. There are people who need your help, but you have to become both product of the product from the health point of view, product of the product from the business point of view. You should be getting something like about $1,000 in order to have that confidence. If they ask you, how much are you getting in the business? So you say that I'm getting just $5. So it's not worth it. You talk about 50,000, dirham or $5,000 and you're getting only $5. So you need to really work hard, very, very hard. This is it's a tough business. is tougher than the traditional business. So you become professional, and inshallah ta'ala, people will come to you. It's just like a rose. You know, I love flowers. This is the orchid that I'm having. Can you see that beautiful flower right here? This flower is not saying I'm beautiful. It's there. So if you see this, that's what you need to become. You need to be that person of authority, the person of authenticity, and people will come to you. I hope, Salim, I have answered that question.
Yes, Mr. Ghani. And I cannot find any more questions, Mr. Ghani. Again, a bunch of appreciations are coming in. There is an interesting question from Dr. Purni. When can we meet Dr. Lim? She's so much interested to meet Dr. Lim. After this Corona time, we will be arranging, inshallah, a trip to Malaysia. Then during that time, or Dr. Lim will plan a trip to here. Very soon we can meet.
Inshallah. Inshallah. I mean, the moment the flight starts, Dr. Purni, you can fly to Malaysia, to Kuala Lumpur and meet. Whosoever has gone, I have seen the door of Dr. Lim is always open. He invites anybody that you need to just coordinate with Salim, and you don't have to wait if you're all that excited to meet him. And so it's a great book. I would definitely advise that those who have not bought, and it has been translated, Salim, in many languages, right?
Yeah, it's been translated into Hindi and Arabic, Spanish, all these languages. It's been translated. So now, Mr. Ghani, there is a comment from one of the person who had been there behind this book. In fact, he is the one who planted the seed in the mind of Dr. Lim to write a book, who is none other than
Jijit and Rajesh.
Dr. Rajesh. Dr. Rajesh had wonderfully crafted it by writing it very beautifully in a very simple manner. And Mr. Jijit, there is a comment from Mr. Jijit. Great job, Mr. Ghani. A divine force was working behind the making of this book. That was his comment.
That is the reason why right in the beginning, Salim, you must have seen it. Even Doctor, in his short message, he did, acknowledge. And I salute both of you, Jijit and Rajesh, for doing this wonderful job, the way that you have presented it. And I was looking at, the time frame that Rajesh you took. I mean, you flew, both of you were supposed to be somewhere in Europe, and then in some a part of the book, and then Gigi said, okay, doctor is in Hyderabad, let's go to Hyderabad. So you all went to Hyderabad, and 4 or 5 days both of you sat and kept on interviewing him and all. And then it was all in 2018, and in May 2018 you got this beautiful book done. I mean, my question to you is, I mean, how could you do it in such a short time, such a beautiful masterpiece? Thank you so much.
And Mr. Ghani, now a few more questions are coming up. If you could kindly answer that.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm clubbing 2 questions together. One is from Madam Safa Rashdi, and one is from Deependra Yadav. The question, Safa Rashdi question is like this: what is the best plan to improve our team in these days? And the second question from Deependra Yadav: how to become Crown Ambassador within 2 years? These 2 questions, maybe you can club and give one answer. Give one answer.
I'll answer the second question first.
Okay.
How to become a Crown Ambassador in 2 years? You see, a Crown Ambassador is a destination. So once you become a Crown Ambassador, then what? You enjoy the journey. Remember, Dipendra, the journey is so beautiful. You reach out to people from your heart, and it is not the people who are doing it in 2.5 years or 5 years or 10 years is the journey that you need to enjoy and reach out to the people to change their lives. So this is what is more important than becoming a Crown Ambassador. It's not the money, it's not the status. You will get that blessing, that dua that we call it, is so much by helping people. It's not Crown Ambassador. You are 100 times Crown Ambassador when people kind of pray for you and they say, Jabindra, you are the person who changed my life. So that is what you should be striving for. It's not you. A lot of people want to race. I want to become the Crown Ambassador. I want to become the fastest Crown Ambassador. I want to become the first Crown Ambassador in Morocco or Nigeria. What doctor said, be simple, be natural. That natural approach you should adopt and you will be a very rich person. So that is question number 2. And question number 1 was? The same.
How to improve your team, our team in these days. Like maybe she might have meant about Corona, COVID, this.
You see, no doubt the world is afraid of COVID-19, but we are not, like doctor explained it, we are not after this COVID-19. Today is COVID-19, tomorrow will be COVID-25, and then there will be another COVID-30. So this will keep on coming. We are basically addressing the body. We are making the body strong. We are boosting the immune system. So your team, whether it is 6 or 10, don't go for 20. My advice is work with small team of 6, make them diamond to become a triple diamond. And triple diamond, let me tell you, if they are doing really good, you should be getting about $5,000. So at the end of the day, it is the money which counts in the business. So you need to understand, use this one world, one market concept. Wherever you are, whether you are in Nepal or whether you are in Dubai, any place, you can spread the business to where our offices are. So you need to become professional. The skill needed for you to master is direct selling skill, network marketing skill. And whatever you are doing, do the duplication, the leveraging, and multiplication will automatically go on. So you need to study for sure. Just, that quote of Albert Einstein, you keep on doing the same thing over and over again, and you expect a different result. That is called insanity. Urdu mein kehte hain pagalpan, being mad. You do the same thing and you expect to become a Crown Ambassador, you expect to have a powerful team. It's not going to happen. You need to change. And what doctor said, and I wrote, change you must. Then only you will grow. Hope I've answered that question.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Ghani. Actually, there are many questions about how to get the book. In almost all over the DXN world, this book has been released. If you contact your nearest service center, either you will get the book directly or you will get a way as how to get the book. Okay. So with that note, Mr. Ghani, I would like to once again thank you for this wonderful session. The kind of feedback which we are getting for this session, I feel that arguably this is the session which had received most number of good feedbacks. Thank you so much for always coming up with different kind of seminars, sitting there in Vancouver. Thank you so much, Mr. Ghani, for what you are doing.
Thank you so much.
All the participants for your active participation. Thank you very much. We will come up with another webinar, another speaker. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.